What's going on, Charles Botenston? Today we're going to be making a video that I was told the principle about, I don't know, 8, 10 years ago. Probably 10 years ago when I first started the self-development journey. It was probably about 10 years ago. Yeah. And the reason I'm thinking about it is because I was 21 at the time. I'm 31 now. And it's funny even saying that, like, where did 10 years go? But that's the difference, is that you'll see friends. You may even see it now between freshman year of high school and senior year of high school, or freshman year of college and senior year of college. You'll see a massive difference. Wait until you go to your reunion, which my sister just did. She's going to her 20-year high school reunion. And she looks great, my sister, because she has the mindset of health. I looked at her friends and I'm like, whoa. I'm like 20 years treated them and they're only 38. Wait until they're 48 or 58 or 68 or 78. And by the way, our health and longevity is only getting better. It's what you do with that. All right. So just to go with a concept that I thought of, like I said, I didn't think of it. I'm sorry. I was told it. And they said, don't play it safe. And it's funny because I grew up in a religious family, Catholic, and that's really what it is. It's known as Catholic guilt. And you're assumed that you're doing something bad and you've sinned and you need to ask for forgiveness. And there's other families that are like that as well. You don't have to be religious at all. And I know a friend's family that they're just like, just play it safe. Just play it safe. And that's essentially what my family was about. It was like my dad, to this day, literally a day ago, that's what triggered this. He said, play it safe. The thing with playing it safe is that's what 80% of this world does. 80% of this world plays it safe. And when you play it safe, you don't produce anything and you're not happy. And when you're playing it safe, you don't do what you want to do. You don't do what you want to do. You are doing what someone else wants to do. What does that mean? That means you are becoming a doctor even though you don't want to. Becoming an attorney because even though you don't want to. Going to the college, playing a sport, studying a certain thing in college, going to an event, passions or trips or family, whatever, I don't know. But you're doing things that you don't want to do because you're playing it safe, okay? This is the major thing that you have to take, is that playing it safe is what people want you to do because then they don't question themselves. They don't question the risks and the foibles that they could have done and realize their happiness. But the thing is with playing it safe is you have to push through so much bullshit for probably 3 years. And I started doing this, I just spit on the camera. I started doing this at age 22. I started becoming ridiculous in my parents' eyes or my friends' eyes because they had me as a person that was in a box. They're like, this is who Charles is. He went to this school, he played rugby, he was in a fraternity, he drank a little in college, and he partied a little too much, and he wasn't good at school. This is who Charles is. And then when I started reading and really pushing self-development, and they were like, whoa, you're not this person. Get back in your box, get back in your box. Go. It's like working in a cubicle. It's like go to your cubicle. Go back into your cubicle, sit there, shut your mouth, and don't produce anything that is going to make you rise to the top. Don't be the cream in the milk. Don't be at the top percent. It's the same thing with the 1%. You know, people are, I've already said it, like, are they bad people? Or do the people that don't like the 1%, and I'm not saying they're good or bad people, it's like, well, just look at them, like, why base a whole percentage of people? That's like saying anyone on in a certain country or county or state or whatever, like, I don't like people from California. It's like, well, do you know everyone from California? Do you know everyone in the 1%? It's like the people in the honor roll. It's like people look at them in envy, or they look at MVPs or champions. Like, people hate LeBron James. Like, did he murder anyone? Did he do anything bad? No. It's like they just don't like him because he's successful. They may not, and like, listen, I don't know. Maybe he's a bad person. I have no idea. But look at the character and don't be envious of who they are because he didn't play it safe. Michael Jordan didn't play it safe. Steve Jobs didn't play it safe. Yeah, people question his character around being a manager. Look at someone like Elon Musk. Is he playing it safe? He's completely upending 3 industries. Mostly 2 industries because he's Solar City, Tesla, and SpaceX. SpaceX is completely upending NASA, and NASA's going to be out of business pretty much. The car industry, I don't think anyone has any idea what they're producing over there. They are literally 5 to 6 years ahead anyone else in the car industry. By far, the most revolutionary thing to happen to transportation since probably Ford. Henry Ford came out the Model T, which was produced. They didn't play it safe. If you play it safe, you're in the 80%. You have the bottom 10%, which is completely victimized and they think the world is out to get them in a bad way. And then you have the middle 80%, which played it safe based on either religion, politics, their friends, social media, society, government, their family, whatever. They're playing it safe. The first 21 years of my life, I played it safe. And that got me nowhere. It got me bad grades, unhappiness, bad health. I was still in shape because I played sports, but I was eating like crap. I was partying too much. I was drinking too much. I wasn't reading. I read maybe 1 book. Now we read a book probably every week and a half, if we're realistic. Now it's like, and the is just thinking how I was. But that took 10 years, by the way, and I'm going to make a video about that, how the whole self-development journey. I already made one, but you can't play it safe. You play it safe, you're in the 80%, okay? So this is what's going to happen. This is what happened with me, is that you're going to start going out, like maybe doing something different than what social media or your friends or your family want you to do, or government or society or whatever. And obviously I'm talking within legality terms. I'm not saying like go out and start, killing people. I'm saying doing something, your parents want you to become a doctor, but you want to be a tennis player. You want to be a computer programmer, but your parents want you to be an attorney. Or to go to Princeton and you're like, actually, I want to start a business and look for seed funding in Silicon Valley. It's like, that is being radical. That's being radical. You need to be radical. There's a book, not to go religious, but there's a book called Radical Jesus or Jesus Radical or something like that. And it was, at the time, Jesus' teaching, and I'm not talking about like religiously, but his teaching of giving back and things like that was radical because it was very customary, I don't think that, it was so customary to treat women like crap, to treat the poor like crap, to give away anyone that just wasn't healthy or that wasn't producing, or to sell off people. It was just so customary. So his teachings were super radical. I'm not talking about Christianity and everything that came from it. I'm talking about the teachings. And we're still talking we're talking about him, how many years later? Columbus, he did something radical. He went out on the open seas, questioned that the world was flat, which you have to question, by the way. Question everything. Question everything. That's literally how I actually came to the realization that I need to be radical. I need to push the limits. Someone that has a big personality, someone like the Kardashians, I can't believe the Kardashians. What do they do? What do they produce? Dude, you're talking about them. That's what they want you to do. And it's nothing, they are brilliant. I have such respect for what they do. I don't know who they are as people because I don't follow Hollywood at all. I haven't seen a movie in years. But it's one of those things that you have to respect what they do. They're just in your face always. They're just like, this is what I should do. They are, how much are they worth? $100 million? And they don't produce anything. They produce their personality. They themselves are a brand. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. They are radical. Tell me someone before that. Marilyn Monroe, Steve Sinatra, Frank Sinatra, any of these guys, they produced something. They produced music, they sang, they were in a band, whatever. This is like, tell me someone that's as big of a socialite. What's a socialite? It's someone that just knows people and is popular. That's it. And they produce and they get paid to do that. You have to be radical. You can't, you're taking life way too seriously. First of all, you have to laugh more. Second of all, you have to get out there and do things, do shit that you want to do, regardless of what people are going to say. You have to take inventory of what you like to do and keep doing that. And just do it and do it and do it. For me, I started a small business. My parents were like, why are you upstairs on your computer, small business? This was like an e-machine in like 1999 or 2000. You can Google what an e-machine is. And I was like, oh, I have this website. It was called quickylinks.com. I don't think it's still around, but I ended up selling it. I bought it on eBay and I sold it for more, blah, blah, blah. But that's when I noticed I actually like doing this. My parents were like, study, your grades are terrible, you're gonna fail it, da, da, da. And they kept on saying that. What I was doing was radical. You're gonna come up with you're gonna have so much resistance. Stop playing it safe. So much resistance. This is the 3 steps that's gonna happen. Number 1 is they're gonna realize you're doing something and they're not gonna care because they're like, oh, it's a fad. It's just like everything else he's tried and not succeeded on or whatever. Then they're gonna notice that you're gonna continue doing it. That's when you get all of the resistance. Why are you doing this? Who are you? I want you to do this. It's not gonna produce any money. That's a bad person to hang out with. You shouldn't move there. You shouldn't go to that college. You shouldn't take that job. You should do what I'm telling you to do. Blah, blah, blah. You're gonna hear it social media, society, the government, your family, your friends. You're gonna hear it from everyone. And then the third is they're just gonna accept it. My parents, my family, everyone knows that I'm just a crazy guy. You know, I say ridiculous things. But the thing is, if I said that when I first started doing it, they're like, whoa, 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 no, don't do that, don't do that. Now they know I'm gonna talk to someone or compliment someone on the street, or I'm just gonna do things that they wouldn't normally do. Okay, radical to you might be extreme, but to someone else, it's very minor. Okay, what I do is very minor to, say, the Kardashians or Conor McGregor, or I don't know, someone else that you look up to, like a sports figure or personality like Gary Vaynerchuk. What I do is very minor, but to your family and friends, it might be major, all right? So stop playing it safe. Know that you're gonna get resistance, but start right now. Keep on the track. You know what your passion is, all right? Have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video and leave the comments below. Love you all. Talk to you soon.